Okay, we're here. Welcome aboard. I'm Admiral Mattsoy. Welcome to Naval Action Peace server. Yeah. At least we're finally here. Hmm. Yeah, of course, back indeed. On board our HMS Gem. There it is. Yep. Okay, we have more than enough ammo to last for today's fightings. Yeah, we're going to fight random enemies here. Let's see what we got. Yep. Well, there, HMS Victory. Well, HMS Gem. It's just basically the HMS Victory anyways. Let's look at the stats. There she is. Purple. Wow. Rare find. And yes, I'm actually really I really yes, I fully equipped her with full on long guns, as you can see. I actually did not really bother putting the largest ones here, lower being the 42 pounder guns. No, so 32 pounders, 24 pounders, 12 pounders, 6 pounders, 6 pounders, and yeah, nice. 6 pounders at the bow and stern, good thing. So let's leave port. At least I have 156,380 reals. Okay. Yeah, we're currently at Christianstead. Entering open world. There we go. Ooh, what is that? Oh my gosh. So a total of 9, no, a total of, yeah, 9 victories and 2 St. Favels. Okay, that's a lot of ships there. Agamemnon, Bellona, USS United States, St. Pavel, Wappen, von Hamburg. Of course, there's no way we would actually fight this thing here. Of course, no. So, ooh, double. Holy shit. We can actually probably capture this surprise here. That French surprise. Yes. So, fight firing the cannons or fight boarding. Let's see, okay? This time we're just going to board. We're not going to fire the cannons, no, no. The guns, no, no. We're just going to board. Yes. At least we have cramped refit HMS Victory. That's why we have more crew. As you can see, 1092. Yes. Where normally we are only 1066. Yes. Okay, there it is. So to board, of course, concentrate on this right here. So click this to, of course, so you can allocate more of your crew here. Boarding crew focus. Yes, now I know. So the power, of course. We're not going to bother firing any of our guns. Nope. We don't need to depower anyways. Of course, as I've been mentioning in my earlier streams and videos about boarding, I will never recommend you try to board line ships. Actually, probably fourth rates, yes, indeed, fourth rates. But third rates all the way to, of course, being the first rates, I will never recommend boarding. Nope. Come on here. Face me. Come on, pull. Yeah, trying to board the enemy indeed. Also still a hassle though. I actually just fired some of my guns because I got pissed. Yes. Ooh, 1,000. Really? I lost some crew there from one of his broadsides. Jeez. You think that will help? Come on. Really? Like, take that. Yeah, trying to board the enemy is really quite hard indeed. No surprise. It's not really just the boarding itself, but rather trying to get the position. You know, get in the right position so you can actually board him. That's horrible. Yes, I have already received so much casualties from that, no surprise. Okay, he's already rigging. Yeah, he's already aiming to my rigging. Typical indeed. Okay. Come on. Get the speed. I think that will help. There we go. We're actually, if yeah, just one crew short of our full complement. Okay. Brace. Musket damage is high, so we defend. Very last second. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Musket damage is 0. At least we're killing more of them. Good thing. Attack against musket volley, so we did more damage, of course. Ooh, okay. Musket damage is high. We can actually probably do fire grenades. Let's see. Okay, we've actually done the same exact amount of damage as they've done there. Fire grenades counter attack. Musket damage is high. Really? Well, that's okay. Yes. There we go. Go back to brace. Then last second we're going to attack. Yeah. We won it. Not really that easy to do, but at least we pull this off. We're just going to sink him. I actually don't really see the need for us to capture. Nope. Confirm. There we go. Leave battle. Let's see how much experience we got from that. We actually only did some damage. Yes. Yeah, only 57 experience. That's it. Although that's the thing, we actually gain more. One thing I observed, the amounts of doubloons you get from those fifth rates are pretty much the same amount of doubloons you get when you're fighting against ships of the line. Yeah, like this Bellona here. So, yeah. Uh, that's why if you're really gaining, I mean, if you really wanted to gain more and more doubloons, do what I just did. Uh, yeah. Board the enemy. You don't necessarily need to capture it. Yeah, so scuttle it after boarding. Yes, there we go, just like what I've just done. Yep. You might actually really need crew, of course. I mean, replenish some crew, but yeah, the crew are actually uh, cheaper anyways than the gunpowder. At least I have so much. Should we actually fight against this Bellona? Okay, why not? Well, that Vasa indeed. Instead. Yeah, that one over there. Actually, it's either that Surprise with 2 fleet ships or that Vasa. Ooh, Wappen von Hamburg. And of course, yes. This skull over here, of course, some of you might recognize that. That's an elite ship. Yes. So don't board them, of course. Well, we can actually fight against that Ingermanland over there. Yeah, we can. And try to board it. Yeah, and you're actually going to see indeed. So we can actually also board the Ingermanland as well. Yes. 4th rates. But 3rd rates like this Bellona here, all the way to ships like that Victory over there. Yeah, the 3rd rates all the way to the 1st rates, I don't recommend boarding. It's just far too risky indeed. But 4th rates, yes. And that's actually what I will be showing you right now, of course. As long as you're in the right position, okay, right here. So we're actually full crew. Yes, indeed, we are full crew. Good thing. And then later, after this, a fight where we're just going to do full on broadsides. Yes. Uh, so just firing the cannons. So here it is. HMS Victory, fighting against Ingermanland. Okay. So again, click this, and then click this. Boarding crew focus. There we go. So more and more of your crew will be concentrated on purely boarding, yes. Instead of the cannons. Or the guns. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they probably fired grave shots. Let's see about that. Like, I could really have a bad feeling about this. Well, not really. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at this list. This hill. Too excessive. I did not even bother firing the guns. Yes. I have leaks. Come on, pull. There we go. So, brace. We can actually probably do fire deck guns, okay. Or okay, defend. Very last second, we're going to defend. There we go. We did more than him. Fire deck guns. Okay. Yeah, fire deck guns also helps. Look at that. 80 against his 79. Now defend again. There we go. We're doing it. And then fire grenades, we can actually also do this. Yeah, see that? See where we are going? So defend, fire deck guns, fire grenades all work against counterattack. Absolutely. Oops. Doesn't matter at all much. Okay. Now we defend again. There. See? His morale is only 3, so we can actually attack. There we go. We won it. Perfect. And we did not even fire any of our cannons. Nope. Now, yeah, we don't really gain much in terms of ammo and gunpowder, but look, the balloons. Well, pretty much the same. Only a few hundred difference. This is exactly what we got from a frigate, and this is what we got right now from this Ingermanland. So not much. Okay, so combine them both. Okay, against our victory with this oak frame, oak planking, good thing. Sink the other ship. I actually don't bother capturing it. It's not even good anyways. It's just fur. So yeah, sink it. Leave battle, and let's see how much experience we got from that. No rewards. See? None. We actually did not gain anything as far as experience. Now, we're going to fight again, of course. But this time, the usual thing I do, of course, which is firing the cannons. Yes. And of course, you've actually also observed that with the other battles I've done. Yes. So we're probably going to take on that Vasa over there. Vasa, yes. Actually, there are times I get around 200 experience from fighting ships like that. Yeah, a frigate. Yes, through firing the cannons. Yes, and around 300, I think, from fighting Vasa. Just look at some of the other videos I've done before. Yes. So we're going back because we only have 979 crew. Yes. Enemy player. Okay. Oops. We're in the shallows. Probably take on that Bellona. Yes, maybe. Or yes. That Essex is also. Oh, okay. Send to warehouse. There we go. Is it here? Yes, it's there indeed. Um, replenish my crew. Yeah, the crew indeed is cheaper. Oops. There we go. Bellona. I would actually clearly need to tack Let's fight against that Bellona over there. Yes. Of course, I will never board this, so we're just going to, of course, as usual, fight, firing the cannons. Absolutely. Yeah, typical broadside to broadside indeed. So ship to ship, fighting indeed. Instead of hand to hand, yeah, boarding action. Oh. Boarding is really risky, no surprise. Especially with these big third rates. All the way to the ships I mean the ships like this one, what I'm using right now, yeah. So third rates, second rates, first rates, line ships, yeah, ships of the line. I actually don't recommend boarding. No, no. Against frigates, of course. Even fourth rates, as you've seen, of course. I actually boarded fourth rate ship of the line, Ingermanland, of course. But this time, we're not going to bother doing the same because it's just far too risky. Yes. So here it is. HMS Victory fighting against Bellona. Okay. So of course I will depower. That's actually my first step, just to make sure that my ship doesn't lean or heel too much. Yes. Okay. I can probably rake him. Let's see if it works. already done some considerable damage to him. Cannot turn, huh? That's your weakness now. Already getting engaged again, yeah, again and again. Jeez. Exactly the only thing, really. Okay, there we go. And yeah, you fucking turn. Bullshit. That was not even a good stern rake. Fire. Always remember that whenever a gun is already, you know, whenever you already have a gun which already has been loaded, fire it already. Yes, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Actually, don't really wait for a full broadside, like, you know, for example, right now, 32 pounders, right? The 32 pounders, fire now. There we go. Every minute and second counts. Yes, always remember that. The more shots you fire to the enemy, the better. Okay. There we go. See? Now he's already dying. Yes. And you can actually even see that he's not really turning much. Yes. Because he actually knows that my guns would already be loaded. Yes. Better thing you can see. Okay. Because if he turns, he actually knows that he might get raped. That's probably the reason he's not turning. See that? That's actually how a true admiral does it. Pissed, obviously. Okay, no need to fire anymore. Just wait for him to die. Sink. Yes. Slip beneath the waves. Nice. Look at that. That's a beautiful fight, eh? You're dead. And he did not... Yeah, he wasn't able to fire his lower gun deck. Only his upper and weather decks. That's it. So pretty much the same, yes. Same amount of doubloons. Only main difference here, we actually already fired, of course. So HMS Bellona, White Oak Fur. Again, here's my HMS Victory, Oak Frame, Oak Planking. Of course. Here we go. So with that, we of course celebrate using the bracket keys. We fire. Starboard guns. Fire at will. Okay. Port guns. Fire at will. Nice. That's beautiful, huh? Yep. Okay, and since we can already escape to port, there we go. Escape to port. 279 experience. So yeah, we actually gained enough. I mean, yeah, experience there, absolutely. Although it doesn't really matter to me anymore since I'm already an admiral. It doesn't. Yes, see, I already have the highest rank, so that's why I can actually freely do whatever I want here. Board the enemy. Doesn't really matter whether I'm not gaining experience or gaining experience because I'm already an admiral. It doesn't. Yeah, it's not important anymore for me as an admiral. Yes. So yes, but to those who are really wanting to get higher, yes, to get more experience to rank up. Uh, so boarding action, yeah. So boarding only useful if you're, yes, you can actually only do it if you're really serious to when it comes to gaining more and more doubloons. Yes. So I actually got 44,896, and if I actually bought, you know, gunpowder, 10,000 gunpowder, yes, because that's actually what you really need. At least it's 50,000, 52,500. See that? So not really much of a gain here. I mean, you did not gain anything at all. Yes, from one battle. But from my experience, actually, as long as let's say you're fighting against many ships, well, that's actually not really the amounts of gunpowder you actually used. You know, I think I used to have 40,000, I think. But assuming that, of course, if you actually buy, uh, yes, 10,000. So yeah, it's not really much of a gain at all. Yes. It's actually really sometimes better if you're going to fight against multiple ships, let's say frigates, of course, and then loot all of them. Yeah, that's actually probably better indeed. Since in one battle, I'm pretty sure you would just really spend around 10,000. That's it. So let's say three ships sunk, and you actually just looted all of them. So that might really and that might actually really give you around 3,000, I think. Yes. Yes, and these doubloons I got here, as you can see right now, I got from those two battles I did. Yes. So we're just going to sell these, and let's see how much we gained. 192,000. Okay. Actually, to me, it's really a bit hard to explain, really, but it's still doable. Yes. In my case, it's still doable because I actually know what I'm doing. Yes. So you don't necessarily need to do much of these cargo delivery. It's just far too, boring. Anyways, just and of course there's the threat of getting attacked. I'm in the peace server anyway, so there's no threat of that. But it's just really boring to do trading. Yes, that's why for the most part I actually just do naval engagements instead. Yes. There we are. I already have 209,887. Yes. So yeah, it's. I really agree that naval action is still. Yes, it really feels like not naval action at all. It's more like naval trading or naval job, as what others are saying. But and that explains everything. That's why I never played in the main server, the war slash what we actually call the Caribbean main server right now, of course. Yeah. Well, we're also in the Caribbean, right? Of course, we are in the Caribbean, of course. But for some reason, they just literally called it Caribbean Main. What the hell, man? It should have been just main server instead of Caribbean. Because we're also in the Caribbean here in the peace server. Jeez, look at this. See? We're in the Americas. There we go. Florida. Oh my gosh. And in fact, some of my I'm actually in the Philippines right now. Yes, of course. I'm living in the Philippines. So, yes, in Asia, but I actually have relatives here in Texas. Yes. So, hello there. My uncle and my yes, my cousins. Yeah. Anyways, and we have more than enough crew indeed. Good thing. So at least it's still doable, of course. And eventually, of course, I would eventually have around 500,000 reals. So yeah, doubloons, of course, you convert them to reals. That's like what you're really going to use to buy stuff, of course. Like of course, all the things needed, the gunpowder, you guessed it, everything, including the ship itself. Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so that's it for now. Uh, I hope this was helpful. So again, if you're serious when it comes to gaining um, more reals, try to board. I, I mean, if you wanted to gain more doubloons without even spending on these freaking gunpowder and ammo, of course, you try to board. Um, Whether you're in a fourth rate or, of course, actually, if you're in a fifth rate, you try to board, let's say, a sixth rate. Always board something which is smaller than you, of course. Yes. Except that if you're fighting against a line ship, then never board. Me myself being in a first rate trying to board a third rate, I will never ever do such a thing. No, no. But a first rate fighting against a fourth rate, yes. A line ship, a third rate, second rate, first rate boarding a fourth rate, yes. And because that's what I've done for the most part. I've actually, in fact, done that before with one of my ships, I think. Uh, it's not this HMS Implacable. It's a third rate. I think I've done before boarding a fourth rate. It was really doable indeed. It's just harder because, of course, you have less crew compared to if you're commandeering, say, an HMS Victory. Yes, a first rate. Yes. So always board something smaller than you. And of course, always fight something smaller than you. Whether you're boarding or firing the cannons, of course. Fight something smaller. Yes. So yes. So again, yes. Boarding to gain more doubloons. Yes. To be richer, of course. To gain more wealth. I mean, yes. That's why right now I already have 209,887. Yes. I never reached 1 million, by the way. But eventually, hopefully, yes, I will. And firing the cannons, yes, just to gain more experience. But you cannot really gain both at the same time. So you gain more experience, but you lose so much. Yeah, you lose so much money. Or you gain so much money, but you don't gain experience. That's actually how this game works. It's just too stupid indeed. On the end of the devs, Yeah, but it's still doable, of course. And that's why I've actually been. That's the reason. That's why I already have a whole fleet of ships here. I actually don't really want to gain more for now. More ships, not really. So, and I think that's actually the limit. I think. Yeah. Uh, unless I get Navy connection and Admiralty connection. So maximum 10. There's always a limit here. No surprise. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, and share to a friend. I shall see you next time. Bye bye and peace out. Yeah, let's enjoy the beautiful look of the HMS Victory. Look at that. Yeah, here she is. Beautiful, huh? Yeah, the beautiful figurehead and the rather pronounced tumble home sides, as you can see. The curves, more like a vase indeed. And of course, the elegant stern. Wow. I mean, everything here on this ship is very elegant, no surprise. And hopefully, I visit her at Portsmouth Historic Dockyard soon enough. So, yeah. Bye bye and peace out. Have a good day, everyone. Nice.